shout out to Cinnabro Supreme, my buddy Jax.
And check out Cinnabro Supreme, Jax, the brother from the north.
Next package is from Jax Russell from Cinnabro Supreme and in the Midnight Rentals.
A few quick shout-outs to Jax from Cinnabro Supreme, the Midnight Rentals. Jax, Cinnabro.
Yeah, Cinnabro Supreme, Jax Meister.
Don't forget to check out Cinnabro Supreme's channel.
Hey YouTubers and YouTubettes, what's happening? It's your friendly neighborhood Jax coming at you as usual. And oh yeah, this right here is not just your average everyday update, alright? You've seen it in the title. This is an extravaganza of my favorite format, the VHS. Yeah, I got quite a bit in the past month. It's been a while since my last video. It's been, yeah, exactly that, about a month. And so I picked up quite a few things, quite a bit of goodies up in here, so can't wait to share it with you guys. But first, I'd like to make a shout out to the Road Marks. Really, you should check out this channel. Mariah from the Road Marks, we work in the same building, and in one of her recent videos, she gave me a shout out, which I thought was really cool. It was really nice of her, so I am returning the favor. So make sure to check out the Road Marks, and it's really cool. It's a channel about the local wrestling scene, so if you're into wrestling, definitely check them out. So, yeah, that being said, let's get into some VHS madness, shall we? I'm really excited. I don't even know where to start. I usually go in not chronological, but I usually go in the order that I bought them, you know, because I'm a perfectionist that way. But today, I'm just gonna wing it. I'm just gonna improvise and go any which way, because I got so many to go through. So let's get started. First things first, I'm finally part of the club. Yeah, finally found me a copy of Zombie, Lucio Fulci's Zombie, aka Zombie 2. Yeah, this is the Anchor Bay Clam. Really happy to finally have found this. I've been looking for this movie for a long time. It's constantly brought up in updates, and I wanted to be part of the club, and now I am. And I watched it one of the first days I picked it up, and it's a cool movie. Definitely draggy. I thought it dragged for the most part, but it's a great add to my collection. I loved it, and the one thing that did it for me the most was zombie versus shark. I've never seen anything so amazing in my life. I was talking about it at work. Yeah, I was talking to my buddy Jordy that I work with. I was like, man, there's a zombie and there's a shark, and this is in the 70s, man. There was no CGI. I mean, the guy is actually biting onto the shark, and like, my mind was like blown to bits. So yeah, I thought that was really awesome. So yeah, Zombie versus Shark, check it out. Alright, these next few I picked up at the local Salvation Army. Yeah, these two VHSs, I have them on DVD, so usually I don't pick them up. You know, I don't need doubles, I just simply don't have the room for them. But these were too cool to pass up, and you're about to find out why. This is the original release for Jaws on the MCA video cassette label. This is a 1983 VHS release, I believe. So yeah, I had to pick this up. It's in great condition. Got a few rental stickers, but other than that, look how glossy this is. I just couldn't pass it up. And this was my first introduction to the Jaws poster when I was about 5 years old. I remember being in the video store and, you know, running to see the kids' movies, and you know how you always stumble into the horror section. And I remember seeing this. I was like, whoa! And yeah, and my older sister, Carolyn, she was like, yeah, that's Jaws! I was like, whoa. It was this exact cover, the MCA, so it's really nostalgic for me. So yeah, Jaws! And the next one, also have it on DVD, but I had to pick it up. Psycho! And this is on the MCA home video label, 1984 release, I do believe. I don't think this is the first Psycho release on video, but it's definitely an early one, so it's good to have. So yeah, love MCA. So yeah, had to pick these up even though I already had them on DVD. I just thought they're in such good condition, you know. Like, they're still shiny. I mean, got a few rental stickers here and there, but for their age, they look great. Alright, where do I go next? I don't even know. These are two that I picked up at Spin It. Really happy to find this one especially. This also comes up constantly in updates. I have never seen it, but now I can watch it, and it's The Slumber Party Massacre. This is the original Embassy home video release. Yeah, constantly brought up in updates. I'm happy to finally have it in my collection. This is from 1982, I believe. This is a 1985 release. 1985 video release. So yeah, looks great. You bring the pizza, I'll bring the drill. Yeah, can't wait to check that out. And that same day I picked this. This looks cheesy, and I'm pretty sure I've heard about this. I think my boy JT of the Dead might have talked about this. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I've heard him talk about this one. It's Rock and Roll Nightmare. This just looks cool. Like, I really didn't know much about it, but it just the creature effect looks great. This is an Academy release, my first Academy release. Actually, I don't have any other ones. From 1987. It still has the bottom flap right there. See that? Always good. Yeah, Rock and Roll Nightmare with the band Thor. So like, I think a metal band or something of the era. So yeah, looking forward to that one. I also picked up another copy of SNL, The Best of Eddie Murphy. I am a big SNL fan, as many of you know, and I had this one already, but it was really torn on the side, so I get this one just to replace it. You know, got to keep the collection looking good. Boom. Another one I've been looking for a long time. I'm really happy to have it. It's a documentary. It's The Decline of Western Civilization Part 2, The Metal Years. And it's directed by Penelope Spheris, who would later go on to direct Wayne's World, the first Wayne's World. And they actually hired her because of this movie. Her knowledge on metal, you know, metal bands, and you know, Wayne and Garth are pretty much headbangers. So yeah, this is a really interesting documentary. If you're into metal music at all, or the 80s glam metal or hair metal or what have you, definitely check this out. I'm really happy. I've been looking for this one for about 5 years, and yeah, finally got it. This is RCA Columbia Pictures home video release, and yeah, really great. I'd love to find the first one. The first one, The Decline of Western Civilization, that one has to do with the LA punk scene in the early 80s. So it's really hard to find. I never stumbled upon it. And this one is pretty hard to find too. It's not even on DVD legitly, I don't think. You can find plenty of bootlegs, but there's no official release on DVD, so good to have that one. This next one, heard a lot about it over the years. Never did watch it, but my buddy Lucas he's talked to me about it before. He says it's really good. It's The Crying Game. So yeah, Crying Game. I've heard a lot about it, like in movies and whatnot. So I know the whole twist ending or whatever. I'm not gonna spoil it in case you don't know about it, but yeah, I know the whole twist. I'm not gonna be shocked, but I still would like to see it. I guess it says here it won an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. Awesome! This one here was a blind buy, and it looked cool to me. It's The Return of Captain Invincible, and I picked it up because it has Alan Arkin in it, and I love him as an actor. He's got great screen presence. He's really cool. It also has Christopher Lee in it. That was another selling point. I was like, wow, two good actors. But the movie is really not all that good. I watched it, it was, wow, I really had a hard time getting into it. It's like part musical, part superhero spoof, if you will. Captain Invincible, he was a big hero like during the war and whatnot. Now he's retired and he's drunk out of his mind, and you know, the politicians want him back, or the FBI or someone wants him back, you know, to save some sort of politician. I don't know. Like I said, I really had a hard time getting into it, but it's got a few good songs. Like there's one song called Bullshit. Definitely check it out on YouTube here. You're watching, you're like, what is this? I don't know. It's like really weird, but good to have it in the collection. It's rare, so yeah. Oh, pick this up at the same time. It's the Best of John Candy on SCTV. Big John Candy fan, and the night I bought this, I go to pop it in. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna watch this. And then, to my surprise, the VHS collector's worst nightmare, Mold. I hate how I don't notice this in the store, because I always look to make sure that it's the right tape in it, but I never think to look for mold. And yeah, I got had. So that sucks. I was really looking forward to this. I love John Candy, and I thought it was, you know, it's going to be a great time. And, you know, I just don't dare putting those in my VCR. Don't want to mess it up. I picked these two up at Value Village a few weeks ago. They look pretty cool. It's got a couple of Mystery Science Theater 3000 tapes. Haven't watched this show much. I saw the movie Mystery Science Theater 3000 a long time ago, so I just like, you know, I love it when you sit with your buddies and you watch bad movies and you kind of make comments and cracks and whatnot, and these do it for you, you know, like they're, so what's not to like? This one is Angel's Revenge. Looks pretty cool. And this one is Mitchell with Joe Don Baker, and I think oh no, I thought Jack Palance was in this one, but he's in the other one. Yeah, looking forward to watching these. Should be a good time. That same day I picked up Mel Brooks in Audience. This is a stand-up show, I believe. He did in the 80s. I like Mel Brooks. He's got a great sense of humor, really smart guy. So thought I had nothing to lose. Can't wait to watch this. It's with his wife is in this too, Anne Bancroft. So yeah, should be cool. This is a Prism release. Got the bottom flap also. Opens from the side. Yeah. Thought I'd pick it up. Why not? Picked up quite a few earlier this week. This here is an RCA Columbia Pictures home video release of Stranded. This was a blind buy. Didn't know anything about it. But it looked cool. I like the makeup effect. So that was pretty much the selling point for me. I'm like, whoa, cool 80s alien makeup. And I watched it last night, actually. Well, I watched the first hour last night. I was so tired I fell asleep, so I finished it this morning. And I don't know, it's kind of, had a hard time getting into this one as well. It's really slow paced, but it, you know, it has its moments. Basically, it's this grandmother and this teenage girl. They live in the farmhouse, and then there's aliens that just kind of crash onto their land and stay into their farmhouse and kind of keep them in, you know, hostage, and not to hurt them, but they, you know, they just don't want them to leave. And then you got the sheriffs and the cops are trying to, you know, solve the whole hostage situation, and that's pretty much all it is. And well, one thing I thought was cool is that one of the aliens is played by Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So yeah, that was cool. So, and it's from 1988. So it's pretty cool. Definitely happy to have it in my collection. That same day I picked up, this was cool, I was happy to find this one, Munchie. This is a New Horizons home video release. It's got Roger Corman's name on it, so what's not to love, right? I guess this is the second in a trilogy. You got Munchie, and then Munchie Come Home, or Munchie Come Back. I don't know, I didn't really look into it, but I remember hearing about it. And it looks cool. It's got Dom DeLuise doing the voice of Munchie, so I'm really looking forward to watching this one. I almost watched it last night, but I went with Stranded instead. So I kind of wish I would have went with this one, but maybe tonight. Next one up, the Beatles, Help. Couldn't pass this up. Love me some Beatles, so why not? And then I didn't have this movie. I couldn't believe I didn't have this movie in my collection, so it would have been stupid to leave it behind. Young Frankenstein, and this is a Key Video release. I love Key Video, so, you know, had to pick it up. I've only seen this movie actually once in my life, like 10 years ago, so it's really fuzzy in my memory. Can't wait to watch it again. Again, Mel Brooks, great sense of humor, so yeah, I'm really happy to finally have it. I always saw it on DVD for cheap and whatnot, but I never picked it up, and I thought, oh, that's a cool Key Video release, so why not? And then, The Last Temptation of Christ. Don't know much about this movie. It's directed by Martin Scorsese, and it has Willem Dafoe in it. And I remember, like, when I used to work at a video store, I remember this customer, he was raving about this once. He was telling me, if you're going to watch any, like, biblical movie about Christ or anything, this is it. The Last Temptation of Christ. So I thought, oh, cool. So, I'm looking forward to it. Got nothing to lose. A while back, I picked up at Value Village again, Iron Maiden, Made in England, a concert. So, love me some Maiden, who doesn't? So, this is going to be cool. And I also picked up with that Flatliners, which I've never seen. Again, I see all the time for sale, never pick it up. I remember seeing bits of it on TV, so directed by Joel Schumacher, so should be pretty cool. Got House 2, The Second Story. I love the first House. It's a great movie. So I've been wanting to see this one for a while. I had never seen it. I watched it, and definitely not as good as the first. It had its moments, but it was really kind of hard to get into. But I love the main actor, Ari Gross. Got great screen presence, cool guy, I like him. And it also has a small role by Bill Maher. You got John Ratzenberger, aka Cliff from Cheers. He's in this, which is ironic because in the first House you have Norm from Cheers. So, yeah, but glad to have it, but definitely not as good as the first. And these last 5, I'm gonna put an end to this because I've been talking for a while, huh? These next 5 I picked up at this pawn shop I didn't even know about. My buddy Pierre-Luc, he was hanging out with him one time, and he knows I love to collect movies, so he showed me this pawn shop. I'm glad he did. Found some good stuff. This one I got to replace my other VHS copy. It's the Media Canon release of POW The Escape, which I talked about in one of my recent updates. I have another copy, but the other copy I have is really faded. I had a few rental stickers and whatnot, and I found this one, and this one still has the bottom flap intact. The other one it's torn off, so I thought, wow, definitely gonna get this one to replace it. This one is flawless. Still got it glossy, and yeah, so like I said, gotta keep the collection looking good. Same place, picked up the B-52s, 1979 to 1989. I like the B-52s, they're a cool band, so that'd be cool to have this. The Guardian, from the director of The Exorcist. This is from 1990. I've never seen this one, but it looks cool. My girlfriend has a DVD called Boogeyman. It's like a compilation DVD. It has a bunch of scenes from horror movies, and this one is in there, and it just looks so cool. So thought I'd pick it up. I rarely ever see it for sale, so really looking forward to watching that one. This is another YouTube favorite. YouTubers are always talking about it. It's always brought up in updates, and it's The House on Sorority Row. Yeah, don't know much about this one, but I know it's always brought up, so it must be pretty good. Typical early 80s, you know, sorority house slasher, so, yeah, you know, got nothing to lose. And the last one, same pawn shop. I remember seeing it as a kid. It's been so long, I really don't remember much about it, but it's got a great cast, and it's The Dream Team. This one is also on MCA Home Video. You have Michael Keaton, Christopher Lloyd, Peter Boyle, and Stephen Furst. And, yeah, basically, I guess it's these guys from a mental hospital, if memory serves, and they're just lost out in New York City, and yeah, and they're framed for murder or something, and yeah, I can't wait to revisit it. It looks great. The Dream Team. So yeah, that was my VHS extravaganza of the past month. I hope you enjoyed, guys. Got lots of goods. I enjoyed watching a lot of these. I'm gonna enjoy watching a lot more of them. So yeah, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my DVD update. I got quite a few DVDs lately too. I just took a five-day road trip with my girlfriend last week, and got quite a few goodies on the road, DVDs. I was really happy to find. So definitely stay tuned for that, and have a good day. Peace out.